The following podcast is fan-made and in no way associated with Steam, Valve Corporation, or your mother. Also, it contains highly explicit language, so get the fuck out if you don't want to hear it.
You're listening to the Late Night Steamer podcast, Steam Gaming, with Character.
And take two. Welcome to the Late Night Steamer podcast. Woo! 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 The genuine enthusiasm is here.
Hey, I'm punching up jokes. Come on, give me a minute.
I got that out of the way quick.
Yeah, he got that drum roll out real fast.
Everyone gets one.
Everyone gets one. Just one. This is the LNS podcast, part of the Geek Insomnia Network, where we would have made Cleveland Steamer jokes if DJ didn't live in Cincinnati.
Indeed.
So close.
And with a hat tip to the Urban Dictionary, you can, of course, find filthy sex-related puns about Cincinnati as well. Three of my favorites that I found today were the Cincinnati A-bomb, when in the standing 69 position, the guy holding the girl ejaculates and immediately drops her in a piledriver fashion.
I'm doing that tonight.
Yeah. What, getting divorced?
I've been there. It's not fun, dude. Just saying.
Divorced or getting pile driven while blowing somebody?
I just like when you're, going at it and suddenly she's like, wrong hole. You're just like, okay, continue.
Wrong hole, wrong opinion. Hello. The Cincinnati Slick, of course, but when a person finishes in their pants without touching themselves. That seems like a challenge. And the Cincinnati Surprise, when you take a poop in a pillowcase and beat somebody over the head with it, Full Metal Jacket style. So, there were a lot worse ones. So this one is getting re-wrinkled and not pulled out of the garbage can.
Wow. That one is so great.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, Randark, if you ever stay over, I'm just saying.
That's good stuff. So
now that that's out of the way...
Now that that's out of the way, this is Season 4, Episode 77, recorded live on January 11th of 2014. I don't think I got that recorded live one in earlier too, so all sorts of fail. I am your host, Viper4580. With me this week is a fellow sickie, both mentally and healthy-wise, DJ Pib Daddy.
Sickie.
Healthy
You like how you've labeled me.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
You didn't rebuttal, so I'm assuming that you agree with it.
I would rebut, but I would just go into a coughing fit. I'm drinking some cough medicine, as you guys can tell.
Oh, yeah, that's got to be healthy for you. That's got to be real healthy for you. See, this is why I'm glad I'm not an alcoholic. It's like, wait a minute, I'm sick. What am I going to do? I'm just going to fucking drown it in beer.
I know exactly what you're talking about. NyQuil and a six-pack. One of these is bound to fucking work.
Jesus. Jesus. All right. Anyway, we got Geek Culture Andy on the show.
No, hello. What am I doing here?
Who's also got NyQuil and a six-pack, apparently.
No.
Are you less concussed this week?
I'm feeling better every week. I'm still not feeling good or normal yet, but every day it gets a little bit better. But I just have these times where I'm just still spacey, and it's ugh. I think to myself, I'm feeling a little spacey, and then I start running lines from like Kevin Spacey films, like, "Oh, he didn't know." And as you see, I have fast food experience. So.
You haven't like woken up in some sort of a time travel loop yet, though, right?
Yeah, but I mean, hey, the night is young.
Okay, continue.
You were the second podcaster I knew that got a concussion in the past year, and I've now met a third. So the rest of us don't have to worry.
Yeah.
Avoid ice would be my advice. And gravity. Avoid ice and gravity.
And dudes in toilets.
And dudes in toilets, yes. And speaking of dudes in toilets, we got Randar.
Hi, I'm in Wheeling, West Virginia. Literally in the middle of the Ohio River. Yes, it might as well be a toilet. But I'm not surrounded by chemical waste, so that's good.
No,
so
you're
the
not surrounded by
taint hasn't gotten to you.
No taint issues here.
Yet. Well, speaking of taint, Andy, why don't you bring us full circle with that taint, and what's our sponsor this week?
Indeed. This year we were committed to making less dick jokes and making more poop jokes, unfortunately. Are you tired of your boss complaining that grease fest that you ate from Waffle House is now suddenly yet unsurprisingly having its way with you? Well, look no further than the cubicle toilet. Now you can do your business while you're doing your business.
Yeah.
You don't have to laugh. This office chair and toilet hybrid comes in a variety of models, including discreet business. This camouflaged office chair and toilet is covered with Post-it notes and TPS reports. It renders you virtually invisible to fellow coworkers. The flashy business, this Hello Kitty-themed office chair and toilet is decked out with totes kawaii stickers. That's the best line in there. Pink fur and multiple video screens projecting 7-second vines of cats being stupid and falling off of things. And, of course, the risky business, recently punched up. This transparent lucite chair and toilet is not for the faint of heart. And now we're introducing the risky business, too. The
Don't choke.
Visi-deuce is what I wrote.
Visi-deuce, that's awesome.
Now with optional vertical flushing accessory. So don't delay. Get your cubicle toilet today. Warning, late night steamer's cubicle toilet is not responsible for poor personal hygiene, nasal/anal inflammation, dirty looks, and/or Sanchez's from coworkers, sudden massive heart failure, job loss due to your terrible diet, and wiping in the wrong direction. Here's the LNS tip.
Surprises?
Kids, helpful acronym to make sure you wipe in the right direction. Just think about tits. That's TITS, tits. Taint, inward, toward, spine. I appreciate that you laughed at that twice and a half.
That's still funny.
That is great.
I don't care how many times we run through that. That's still funny.
Let's do it again, then.
Let's do it one more time. What's our sponsor this week? No, I'm kidding. Anyway.
Oh my God, do we need to keep looping that video where we were doing impromptu about the fucking the video? What was it? The Jack? Continue. I'm lost.
Oh, it's good to
It
know
was on
that
an
you're
episode
probably
Scott
just
wasn't. It was an episode where Scott wasn't on, and we just kept looping this one 30-second
Oh, that's
video.
right. I remember that. It was like some spy game, and you guys
It was like Andy and Andy improv hour. Yeah.
You know what? I admit that was fucking funny. That was real funny. I remember listening to the episode going, "Oh my God, what have I done?" But like 6 versions in, and I'm just like, all right, you know what? That's actually pretty damn funny. I got to admit, that's pretty damn funny.
It was proving the old Seinfeld theory that it's funny the first time, it's not funny the second, third, fourth, and fifth times. But when you get to 6, it starts coming back around to funny.
Okay, Zinrock in chat says there's a Skyrim mod that adds Michael Rosen as a follower. My life is a little bit more complete.
Oh, there you go. So for those of you who are listening to the show via Stitcher, iTunes, and on YouTube, you can join our next live stream over at twitch.tv/late night streamer for live giveaways, group discussions, and bees! Bees! I'm so happy that I didn't cough my ass off right at that point, because I really screamed that, and that hurt. Anyway.
Well, we've made some improvements in Take 2. There we go.
Yeah, we have. It's a special show when we're all, working together. Anyway, so we're going to move on to the first segment of the show, and that is the steaming pile of news. And I voice cracked a little bit on that, sorry. Oh, yeah, I sound sexy as shit. All right, so we got an article that was done by Engadget, and there was 13 Steam machines revealed at CES. That's right, 13. Because, 1 or 2 isn't enough. You got to have 13.
I was thinking we needed more choice.
Well, oh God, I'm so sorry. Somebody took over for a second.
Sounds like you need a little something to coat your throat.
Well, if anything, it has sparked a firestorm of Twitter just back and forth feed, mostly from the guys over at Zvoid, because they're very vocal about things like this. But dude, with 13 different people vying to take your $1,000 or $500 to $1,000, is it
to $6,000?
Yeah,
they getting the
check on that one.
Oh wow,
Falcon Northwest goes up to $6,000.
Yeah, I didn't scroll down far enough. Damn. Yeah, there's a lot of TBD in here. So yeah, 500 to 6 plus possibly. I gotta admit, it's almost like you're just paying for a fancy case that sits next to your TV. Do you guys feel that way?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at that point, just buy a fucking computer if you're going to spend over $500.
Exactly.
I don't know about that.
In my case, where I'm traveling a lot, I might buy a $1,000 one just because it'll be easier to have it in a smaller situation and carry it with me.
Somebody just needs to make one of these that has a built-in projector. See?
Yeah,
some thinking
that would
right
be
there.
Sweet.
You just plop it down, turn it on, and just play against the wall. Just saying. Throwing it out there.
So you're looking at the $7,000 model.
Yeah, that's going to be
Yeah.
the $8,000. Yeah, it's just like I personally am not going to buy one of these. That's just me, though.
At the very
Well, you don't need to. That's the thing. It's
the
really
very-
not marketed to us. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
At the very least, it's going to reduce the barrier to people entering PC gaming who are afraid to build their own systems. So,
Okay, I could see that.
So at least there's that. And the $500 price, it's coming in right around the same price as the new consoles. And you don't got if you get one with a Steam controller, you don't even have to invest another controller like you normally do for PC gaming. So I think it's a good thing.
But are you going to be able to play console quality games for that $500 entry?
Dude,
You know,
I can't believe you just asked that. That's the stupidest thing.
The answer is yes, but the problem is it may not keep up as well over the course of the same amount of time. If you spend $500 on an Xbox One right now, that's probably going to last you 8-9 years before it starts getting old. You spend that on a computer now, you're going to want to upgrade in 3 to 4.
Yeah,
Or
but that's one of the
one.
bonuses, though, of Steam machines is that you can actually mod these things. I mean, they want you to open it up. They want you to put in new hardware. But, I mean, at the same token, too, I mean, yeah, you may not be able to play some of the newer games on the best graphics, but you get one of these things, and you could pretty much play games for at least about 6 years before you really have to upgrade.
Yeah.
A lot of games actually do have a lot of flexibility in the point where you can, change graphic settings down. See, me and DJ, we're used to Minecraft, where no matter how much you tweak that shit, it's still going to look the same. But
it's still going to run choppy when you're playing on
still gonna be
Linux's
choppy.
server.
It still requires a buckload of RAM for some stupid reason. But no, I mean, a lot of other games like
32 gigs isn't enough. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But I mean, games like Team Fortress 2, I mean, you can have that on like low settings, and it still looks very playable. I mean, it's a very sexy game, so it works out. But I mean, we'll get to this a little later on. I think it's going to come down to the OS. I think that's really where it's going to boil down to what's going to be playable and what's not going to be playable.
Yeah.
And,
I don't think that's really going to be an issue because you can currently set up Steam to automatically boot when Windows boots and go into big picture mode. So you won't have to worry about games being available on Linux or not.
yeah, but one of the things about all these Steam machines is that they have the Steam OS.
Yeah, but you can sideload
which
Windows. It's a fucking computer.
Yeah, but then what's the point? You could just use your computer.
It sits in your living room. It's tiny. It uses your TV. You don't have to
I
go
could
to a
build
desk.
one of these. In all seriousness, I could build one of these, and it'd be a lot
yeah,
cheaper.
but that's not the point.
I think you're
You've
missing the
been
point.
able
Is
to
the
build
problem?
one of these for like a decade.
But here's the thing, though. I mean, you were just talking about how this is going to be entry level for consoles who are switching over to PCers. How many of those console people are going to know how to fucking dual boot? I mean, you can't.
Most
you
of
can't use
some of
that
the
as an
models-
excuse.
Some of the models come with dual boot.
Which one?
Oh, let me bring up the article.
But yeah,
Okay,
please.
well,
Just-
let's take a step back and look a little bigger picture here. How many people who play console games right now, 2014, don't have a computer in their home? I mean, that's got to be a teensy number, right?
No, I think it's a lot bigger than that.
Hmm.
I think there's a lot, like, especially because of the convenience of console gaming. I think that there's a lot bigger number of people that are using consoles over people that are using
Outside of America, I'm sure it's a lot bigger number,
Mm.
but I honestly think that like most people in America probably have fucking computers now.
Yeah, because I mean,
No,
it's
I
not a
don't think
price
so.
issue. Even the cheapest one of these, I don't know, unless you're an orphan and you just want to get a video game console and have never heard of computers or wanted to find a job or email people or something, which tends to happen a lot in American life. Like even the cheapest one of these is like $500, and you can get a pretty good rig, a pretty good PC rig for about $500.
Oh yeah, no, I
I
completely
just-
agree with you on that. But I think you're also forgetting about the media market as far as mobile. I mean, mobile
Yeah,
is almost
that's true.
removed the
Yeah.
dependency of a computer at this point in
Yeah.
time. I mean, if you got an iPad, you can pretty much do anything you could on a computer on your
Yeah.
iPad.
That's true.
So
That's a
with
good
that, without out there, I mean, there's a lot of more people that are using mobile devices versus having a computer.
I feel bad for people who own iPads and don't own a computer just to get with, Like they're living 100% off the iPad. Fuck that shit.
And this is the Mac guy saying that.
I'm just saying. You gotta have a computer and an iPad.
Gotcha.
Anyways.
So, verdict. If it's up your alley, it's probably up your alley, and you know it already. We aren't going to convince anybody, I don't think.
Yeah.
But you have choice, is what we're saying.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that's one of the things that's going to help this out a lot is that there's so many different models out there. It might also be very intimidating, too, especially if you're going straight from console to a Steam machine. It might be kind of intimidating, like, okay, which one do I get? You know, and that might cause some issues. But at the same time, I think because there's so much of a variety and the internet will always have so much information to help you out as far as making a decision, I think that, just like Randark said, I mean, you're going to have it's going to be great for people that are transitioning from consoles over to PC gaming.
Yeah, there's people in chat saying that they have. Leopard says he has a coworker that has an iPad with no computer. That person's weird. Don't sit next to them at lunch. Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to quietly pat my trusty Steam box here that I've owned for the last 4 years, and I think I'm going to stick with the status quo on that one.
Your wizardry box, as we call it.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Processing graphics from 1993 today.
He's going to play the Elder Scrolls 1.
Yeah, I've got to get into that one.
The Elder Scrolls 1.
Back to the dual booting, the Digital Storm machine, the Bolt 2, will be dual booting, and Alienware can offer it as well. Digital
Storm makes sense because especially the Bolt 2 is fucking ridiculous. I mean, like, not in a bad way, but it's like those 80s commercials. It's so bad it's good sort of thing. And the Alienware, actually, I think this is the most shocking because the article doesn't say it, but that first model that they show is tentatively marketed around $500, and that really shocked me because Alienware being cheap just does not work together. That shocked me.
Well, it's owned by Dell now, so they're just using the name and they're going to do what they want with it.
True, but I think that's another thing that was really shocking though is that Alienware actually probably has the best models out here. That's pretty interesting.
And if you guys want to build your own thing like this, you could just go get one of those Kindle Fires and then just duct tape some Wii controllers on the sides of it, and then you got your Wii U.
Yeah, wow, what a dick. I got a Wii U for Christmas, and I love it.
Again, I'd like to point out that idea is patented Late Night Steamer 2014, so don't steal it. That's ours.
Oh, that was like, what were you guys doing? It was on Friday night when you guys were here for the con. What were you guys doing? You had the, oh god, it was the...
Oh, I had my tablet plugged into the hotel TV, and we were using Wiimotes to play retro games.
That is awesome.
We were playing Ikari Warriors.
Oh my god! Why would you torture yourself?
No, using Wii controllers through his Android tablet on an emulator. And
Randark's new motto in life: wait, I can make this way more fucking complicated than
And I'm sitting on one bed, and then he's trying to sit in a chair, and his wife's sitting in the other bed, and yeah, it was...
I'm sure that looked like an awkward threesome.
And his wife just kept giving us the eyes. It's like, oh, fucking just go ahead and get it out of your system. You know.
That's currently how I'm playing Super Metroid for my show, Return of the Retro.
Nice.
Awesome.
Because I'm in the hotel all the time. What am I going to do?
Did you get around the whole controller delay thing, or was that just on Super Mario?
It was just Super Mario World.
Or it was Super Mario Kart, was what it was. Was it World?
No, yeah. It was Super Mario World. You were showing me how to get the.
It was like a 1 second delay. Try playing a platformer with a 1 second delay on the controller.
Yeah,
I wanted to stab myself. I'm like, this isn't working, Randark.
Yeah, someone didn't port that one right.
Gotcha.
Okay, continue.
All right. Well, there's one last question I want to ask you guys, and this kind of, I'll explain why I'm asking this question right afterwards. Is will the Steam machine go the way of the Dreamcast without software support? And the reason why I ask this is because right now there's not really many AAA companies that are focusing on Linux. It's only really Valve. So do you think that will hinder sales for the Steam machine if they're not going to get the next iteration of Call of Duty
Yes.
For the Steam OS, the Linux version.
Yes, 100% definitely. That's my answer.
Well, your question at the end was hinder sales, and I think that there is kind of a built-in market for these sort of appliances, and that built-in market, the companies that have designed these Steam boxes know that it's not huge. I mean, you're not going to see stacks of 700 of these on the shelves at your local Walmart or not. It's kind of going to be a niche market, and then the price point and the product is going to find its audience.
I think the dual boots will survive no problem, but until more games are on Linux or until SteamOS has a better streaming option from a current computer, does the graphics processing on the Steam box itself instead of just streaming the video, then you'd be okay as well with just SteamOS.
Koom is screaming Half-Life 3, so.
Well,
Okay.
it's a Valve game, so.
I suppose if the games you play are not AAA titles, I think this could be a good thing marketed to those people. Because I mean,
If you're an indie player,
the indie developers are freaking loving this thing because they're just gonna be all over this thing. Everyone's gonna have Steam machines. They're gonna be playing Minecraft, Terraria, Starbound, all that shit, But until you get the Call of Duties and the Skyrims and all that shit on there, I don't think you're going to reach like a mass market.
Well,
the only part of this I'm worried about really disappearing is the Steam controller itself. If the AAA titles don't take the effort to make a good mapping for it, then that'll disappear. Unless it'll probably get very dwindled. It won't disappear. People will come up with them for themselves. They already have a Joy to Key and stuff like that for other controllers, but I think that has less of a chance of surviving versus the entire operating system.
Yeah. That was one that we talked about that had the two sort of hover over things.
Yeah,
the two touchpads.
The Molesty pad.
No good. Yes.
I think that's a very fair point, and that's another thing, though, that Valve has been trying to talk about is how they want the Steam controller to also be moddable. So I think it's only a matter of time before somebody puts some joysticks on that damn thing. And that's a personal opinion, of course, but I did actually see a video of somebody who was comparing playing Counter-Strike Source on a Steam controller versus a laptop touchpad, which is essentially a relatively equivalent. And they actually were pretty equal. They had the same touch
Why would you
response.
do that?
Well, because if you're comparing it to mouse and keyboard, the mouse and keyboard is going to clearly be.
We
much
use
better.
the little laptop mid-keyboard nub that sticks up.
Oh God, I hate those things.
Oh my God, I wish if I get a new laptop, that's the first thing I break off. Fucking pull out my Swiss Army knife and pry that fucker out of the keyboard.
But another interesting fact, though, is that on CES there was a lot of people that were talking about how even though it has a learning curve, there's a lot of people that actually do really like the Steam controller. So clearly Valve has a decent idea of how to make the controller. I think at this point it's just tweaking. So.
If they could just release Half-Life 3. God!
Yeah. There was a question, though, that I was really curious about. Since we're on the topic of dual booting, how long until Microsoft sues Valve?
Ooh.
Because there's no way Microsoft's going to just let that go.
They're going to have to buy a copy of Windows to have it on the machines themselves, so I don't think Microsoft has any legs to stand on. I mean, selling a dual booting system, Microsoft doesn't own any of the hardware.
I was going to say, wasn't Scott, you're a computer guy, wasn't there some fucked up thing that Microsoft had where they wouldn't sell, like, they could only sell various copies of Windows OEM, and, like, if you try to, like, install that OEM copy onto, like, an actual home-built machine, it's actually illegal or something. You know what I'm talking about?
I kind of do. It's because the OEMs are actually designed for certain manufacturers.
Yeah, like Dells and HPs and all that other shit.
Yeah, but
it was Microsoft's way of sort of dominating the market once again.
Well, yeah, that's why they made the system builder versions for Windows.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing is that even if they do put Windows via dual boot, if you pay for a copy of it, I think Microsoft can still technically strike back because of the fact that you're putting a Microsoft product on a Linux box, technically, And with them kind of looking at this, if they do get to a point where they put more AAA titles on it, they'll look at this as competition for the Xbox One. And there's no way in hell that Microsoft's going to sit back and let people use Windows on competition.
So, Scott and DJ, you realize that this is the equivalent for me when Randark and I go into sports chat here, right? you lost me at OEM. I think it's original equipment manufacturer, but
yes, it is.
Yeah, you got it. For someone who's derping through it, you got it right. So you're really good at derping, let me tell you.
It's all about drivers. If you could get the drivers to work. Okay, continue. Let's get out of dark territory for Andy here.
All right, start paying attention again. Let's go.
All right, well, then let's go ahead and move on to the next station.
Our fans need to get in on something like this. This is a good discussion topic, and I hope they use the forums for it, because no one else does.
It's a very fair point.
Well, this week we're going to highlight a new Steam release. We're highlighting Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Yeah, I was like, I had to look at it twice, be like, Revengeance? Seriously? Okay. Metal Gear Revengeance takes the renowned Metal Gear franchise to exciting new territory with an all-new action experience. The game seamlessly melds pure action and epic storytelling that surrounds Raiden, a child soldier transformed into a half-human, half-cyborg ninja. Who uses high-frequency katana blade to cut through anything that stands in his vengeful path! Exclamation point. It is on Windows only, so can't play it on the Steam box. $29.99 is developed by Platinum Games, and of course published by Konami. So up, down, down.
Which means this video is going to get flagged.
We've already got a fucking YouTube censor right here.
Yeah.
What the dude? Okay, question.
When did Metal Gear become anime?
Yeah, no doubt.
When did fucking Metal Gear become like emo anime? What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, I was talking to Scott in the pre-show. The last thing I remember about Metal Gear, I think, was Metal Gear Solid, the original one, where you had to plug your controller into port number 2 so that one boss couldn't mind control you, and it was all tacticky and sneaking around. And this one just looks like, at least from the trailer, I can't judge it on that, but it looks like, one of those press X not to die sort of games, and that's just, punch to death, hooray, punch to death worked again. Let's circle strafe.
Okay, when I got off the Metal Gear boat was Metal Gear 2 on the Nintendo.
Oh my!
And
that was a good game.
Yeah, actually,
we
got
fucking
off
like
4 screens in the Metal Gear 1.
It's like I remember we had like cigarettes in a cardboard box, and then now we got a fucking katana, and we're fucking seeking vengeance. What the fuck?
No. That is a high frequency katana.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Well, I think that's one of the main reasons why they named this game Rising and not Solid, because technically this is a new iteration of Metal Gear. To be fair, I agree with you guys.
Wasn't the Metal Gear Solid that was like a finalized series though? Like the guy who made it said this is the last one, and then anything beyond this is somebody else's fault.
No, he made a good decision saying that.
I don't think so, only because of the fact that they're working on Metal Gear Solid 5, I think.
Oh,
so I can't remember if that's Metal Gear 5 or Metal Gear Solid 5. But
and don't quote me. The guy who made it, his name was.
Alphabet.
That's not racist in the slightest. God damn it!
I'm sorry, I'm sick. It makes me racister.
We used to be big in Japan.
We used to be very big in Japan. Now Japan's like, fuck you guys. But no, basically, when they announced this game, it was about 2 years ago, and it came out for consoles. It was ultimately try and branch out to a wider audience, because the Metal Gear franchise as a whole is pretty much very tactical. It's kind of a niche market. Versus this one, this is more along the lines of like your usual Xbox 360, PS4 type of, or PS3 type of market. So like, I think that this was basically just kind of a way to make money, I guess is the best way to put it. There's a couple notes that I wanted to talk about this game. One, he has a fucking dog. So this is the Metal Gear version of fucking, what's his name? Mega Man. Because Mega Man, yeah. It's a robotic dog, so it's Mega Man, essentially. This reminds me a lot of the PS2 Shinobi games, because it's got that same type of like crazy ninja action type of thing. And this also was the winner of the most ridiculous boss fight in the history of video gaming. Spoiler alert, if you haven't played the game yet, or if you do plan on playing it, you might not want to listen at this point in time. You're going to have a 40-minute fucking boss fight at the very end of this game, fighting a fucking senator. I'm not even kidding. If you haven't seen that video that's in the doc.
Like from Ottawa?
Sports talk. I liked it.
Oh,
You're
God
fighting
damn
a
it.
senator who turns into, metal-plated Hulk Hogan about half.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a lot of varied interests, that senator.
Yeah. But no, and it takes 40 fucking minutes, and it's so ridiculous because every time you think you actually won the boss fight, it goes right back to starting over again, and like, it's fucking ridiculous.
And literally,
the
Metal Gear.
Another castle.
Pretty much.
And the Metal Gear franchise comes full circle because they introduced Circle Strafe. It's literally 40 minutes of Circle Strafe to beat this guy.
Yeah. It's pretty ridiculous.
Really? Hold left, go forward, fire, fire, fire. Okay, I guess that works again.
So yeah, I mean, if you're into games that are kind of they have the same action platformer style of like Devil May Cry, this game is probably more geared towards you. If you like boss fights that are stupidly long, this game is for you. And if you really have no interest in the Metal Gear Solid franchise at all, this game is for you, because this game has nothing to do with fucking Metal Gear Solid. So
What if we want to
works out.
defend against the weak?
what you did there? I see it.
This is very
He's
good.
just got
messaging
props,
there.
yeah.
I also
He's
like
just got props. And of course the fucking webcam for DJ logs out right at that point in time for me.
Aww.
Yeah, you saw it for a second. So.
So wait. If Metal Gear was compared to sushi, is this like 7-Eleven sushi or Euro sushi?
It depends on how you're comparing it, because if you're comparing it to Metal Gear Solid, then this is 7-Eleven sushi. But if you're comparing it,
Buy a helicopter.
yeah, or a helicopter, a motherfucking helicopter.
This is sushi sold by somebody at a freeway exit ramp who will also sell you flowers or wipe down your windows with a filthy paper towel.
Yeah, but if you're comparing it to a lot of like AAA action games, I would say that it's cheap sushi restaurant in the middle of Chicago. So
Let's just talk about Metal Gear Solid instead.
all right, well, we'll talk about Metal Gear Solid.
Sorry, I got up and peed.
I have not actually played Metal Gear Solid 4,
When I picked
and I
this
wanted
up.
to play it. You got your sword? No.
Oh, it's this high-frequency katana. Look out.
Yeah, and Disney is now going to sue us for using a lightsaber.
Yeah, someone got my kids 2 of these. Yeah, that was a bad idea.
Yeah, I can
No, that was
imagine.
a great idea.
I got my son an
Oh,
iron
no.
sword from Minecraft, and he's been like swinging and everything. So
Just remember, DJ, that's
3-year-old and
not
a
as bad as-
5-year-old just whacking each other with fucking lightsabers.
I bought a
Yeah.
4-year-old and a 2-year-old a pair of Hulk hands, the original.
Nice.
Yeah.
yeah, buddy. All right, let's move on. Let's
Only
move
the
on.
strong
Andy,
survive. That's Thunderdome at that
only the
point.
strong-
It's not the same ones I took the Super Nintendo from either.
Andy, take
Indeed,
us away.
was I being cued to do something?
Yeah, you were being cute to take us into the next section.
Did you guys watch me and my kids building the Legos on?
I did watch
all
you,
day.
Brian.
I'm gonna have to turn the freaking splash screen off because they're still talking.
Okay.
God damn it! I'm sick. I want to go to bed.
I remain
No.
cued despite the attempt at the distraction. Yes, our Greenlight Spotlight this week is a game called Procyon. It's a bullet hell shooter that I'm going to be terrible at because I'm old and dumb and twitchy. And it's called Procyon, like I said, Procyon. It's developed by Drillion/Deadly Red Cube Game Design Studios. And it really looks like the first project that they've posted to Greenlight. I couldn't find a whole lot else about these guys, or gals, guys and gals, it's guys. whatever. It's going to be $4, bullet hell shooter. It's the future, and humanity is predictably under attack by extraterrestrial forces. Lucky for us, we have an experimental ship that's never been flown that will surely, impossibly be able to win the war. All we need now is a pilot, or two. Fight through 5 increasingly populated shoot-'em-up stages. Destroy a plethora of enemies, or as we like to call them, potential explosions. Switch between 2 distinct weapons on the fly. Bullets for lots of damage over lots of space, and a locking beam for concentrating fire on those hard-to-reach areas. That sounds like an ad for, like, you know, a vagina-oriented
For those hard-to-reach places.
Yes. The Hitachi Magic Wand.
Giving the Cincinnati surprise.
That's callback. Well done. Overcharge your weapons on the fly for even more destructive power. Original faux orchestral soundtrack is like music to your ears, because it is music for your ears.
Whoa! What?
Mind blown. Kaboom. Multiple game modes from the start at any level normal mode up to the I have but one life to give for my planet survival mode. Yeah, that's the one I'll be playing.
So fucking die playing this game.
Oh, yeah. Local co-op allows you and a friend or even a complete stranger that you're willing to invite into your home if you want to team up and deliver double the delicious destruction. So, yeah, bullet hell side-scroller shmup. Okay, we've all played those for a long time, so I wanted to introduce a question to the panel here this evening. What is your favorite side-scrolling, space-based shoot-'em-up of all time? And then I wrote in the show notes we should probably just all be quiet and let Randark talk for the next 15 minutes.
Because, you know, Randark's the only person that plays retro games.
You're actually going to be really surprised by this. Side-scrolling shmups are something that kind of I missed my whole life.
No.
Oh, wow. I had a lot of these growing up because they were just games.
I was more into the vertical ones.
Mm.
And
the
side-scrollers just never really did anything. But I did come up with a list of ones I've played that I really liked.
Okay.
Obvious winner is R-Type. And a couple honorable mentions, Cetasius, which is on Steam. The original Defender in the arcade, which is incredibly hard to play with just buttons.
Mm-hmm.
And actually,
7 of them.
Yes, all 7 buttons. And actually, MeForce is it's a Street Pass game on the 3DS. Is actually a very good side-scrolling shooter. So if you have a 3DS, buy the extras games and get MeForce.
All right.
I'm gonna have to
Viper,
check
how
that
about you?
I don't know if this technically counts as a side-scroller because it's diagonal. But Afterburner was probably one of my favorites. Off of the what is that? The Neo Geo, I think it was. Afterburner was really cool.
That was the Sega property, right? That had the like flight stick at the arcade.
Yeah. Afterburner was really wicked. When Randark talked, I really started thinking about that. I'm like, wait a minute, he did mention side-scrolling. Fuck. Yeah, Defender.
Yeah, that's
Defender
what killed
2.
me because I played vertical scrollers.
Yeah. Defender and Defender 2 for Atari back when I had my Atari 5200. That was definitely a fun game to play. And then I got that again for SNES because they had the Atari Classics. So I played that quite a bit, actually. Defender's really fun. Fucking hard as shit, but it's fun. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all that I could mention that's side-scrolling. So that's really... That and Sin Mora that was released on Steam. That one's a side-scroller, and that one's really fun.
Nice. DJ, how about you?
God. Where do I start? No, see, all of my NES, and they were on the NES and the Super Nintendo. So I would probably have to say my favorite of them that I was decent at was probably Super R-Type on the Super Nintendo. But there was that, God, what was it on Nintendo? It had, was it Life Force?
Yeah. It was the sequel to Gradius, which I'm about to mention.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Yeah, Life Force I think was the only other one that I got reasonably far in.
Yeah.
But I could never beat those games. So
was Gradius a side scroller?
Yep.
No, Gradius was.
I thought that was.
Gradius is the one that's like Tempest, where you're flying down the middle.
No, I don't remember flying down the middle, but I remember when I played Gradius 3, I think it was for the Sega Genesis. That one was a
Snake Eye Sam saying 1942, but I think that was vertical though.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
the
that's vertical.
1940 blank series was.
Kind of like Ikari
I'm wrong
Warriors.
about Gradius.
Yep, you were wrong about R-Type too, by the way. We'll bring that up in a second.
R-Type's not side-scroller?
No, it is. It is. You said it wasn't.
No, I said that was my
No,
winner.
you said it was.
Oh, okay. My mistake.
Listen, Andy, come on.
Sorry.
What the hell?
I wrote the question. I should
Force
probably
and
listen to
Super
the
R-Type.
answers.
Those are my two. But yeah, anything beyond the Nintendo stuff, yeah, I'm just like, I don't even fucking try.
Yeah, those are good lists. It was funny. I kind of put myself last on this one. I think every single game I'm going to mention has been mentioned by somebody else already. My first one is, of course, R-Type. That game came out when I was 12 years old, and it blew my mind. When you got to that third stage, when you were fighting all the way around that giant ship, and you had to knock parts of it off, and then like hide from the lasers and go around it, and it filled
Hide
the
from
entire
the
screen.
lasers!
Yeah. That was. I thought that was a great game. I also already mentioned Gradius, like DJ said with Life Force. That was a Nintendo one that was really good. There was kind of one that was really underrepresented for the. Oh gosh, it's sitting right next to me, and I can't remember if it's GameCube or. N64. I think it's GameCube. It was called Ikaruga. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of that one.
I've heard the name.
Yeah, that one was vertical. So yeah, I'm kind of cheating
Dreamcast.
on that one. Yeah, and the theme there was that you could flip your ship's polarity from either black to white, and all the enemies were either black or white, and they would shoot black or white particles at you. And if you were the same polarity as the enemy, you would destroy them. If you were the opposite polarity, they would just completely mess you up. So I've owned this game for like 8 years. I've made it to the second level once, and I'm pretty good at games like this.
Wow.
And the last one, we're going to do the Flash Roundup section here. There is a series of Flash games called Frantic on Congregate. There's 3 of them, and they are tough and very awesome. Bullet hell, side-scrolling space shmups. So, yep, you can find those free and easy. Yep.
There's actually a ton of free side-scrolling shooters.
Yeah, those are just... that was the one that came to my mind as kind of the best of the bunch from what I've seen, though. But, yeah. The end. Scott, keep hosting.
There was one game that I'm pretty sure it was vertical, but I remember it very well because it was on the NES, and you would fly through, you would shoot all these different bullet hell type stuff, and then once you got to a base, you actually oh no, it wasn't vertical, it was horizontal. Air Fortress. Air Fortress for the NES. When you would get to the fortress, it would actually turn into a side-scroller platformer. Air Fortress was awesome.
Interesting.
That game was really cool. If you have an emulator, you should check it out. It's really good because I don't think they have that on the Virtual Console. So, but yeah, Air Fortress, man, that's sick. I loved that game. All right, so moving along, we have the next section of the show. The person that is hosting it is not here because he's a cuck. So we're going to move away, and that's inside our Steam box. Giggity giggity. So DJ, let's start with you. What you playing this week?
Come back to me for a second. I'm looking.
Come back to you. Okay, Andy. What you playing?
Yeah, mine's pretty easy. I'm still kind of game resistant, still trying to get over getting bonked on the head, but I did try to install the Mortal Kombat Collection on Steam, but LOL, the joke's on me. It's from Microsoft, so I needed to create an account, which I already have. I had to restart my computer 4 times while inputting a 20-character password, and it never successfully installed. So fuck you, Microsoft. Eat a big one.
I don't remember having that problem with that title.
Yeah, it worked just fine for me.
Okay.
Maybe Microsoft just hates you. I mean, that's probably what it is.
I'm surprised they hate me. I've given them a lot of fucking money over the last 25 years.
It's because you made fun of Ages of Empire Online. That's what it is.
That's very likely. 1 star.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, go ahead. It was pretty much done. I just wanted to yell at Microsoft
I had
for
to
their
look this up. And remember, I'm trying to keep with my whole thing of I'm going to beat more games than I actually purchased this year, right? So
take the year off. Yep.
I've probably already
exactly. So
why don't you move a little bit, DJ? For some reason, the camera's stuck on me.
Obviously, that's weird. Okay.
Yeah, it
do a
loves
head bob here.
There you go.
Of course, we beat Medal of Honor. I also beat Homefront. and then I started playing the Spec Ops: The Line. And oh my god, the fucking guns in Spec Ops: The Line suck. It just suck. It literally sounds like you're shooting a rubber band gun. I'm just like, oh my god. And of course we played the tactical intervention, or as I like to call it, the terrorist win.
Yeah.
Terrorist
We'll talk
win.
about that later on, of
The
course.
terrorist win. And of course I have been playing fucking Minecraft. Fuck you, Linux. Fuck you so hard for that. I did actually log in. I played a little bit of Lotro this week as well. Not much, just a little. But so.
Have you done any raiding with that yet?
I have not, because I'm like taking my time through mid-game.
Everything.
Yeah, by time you
You're
mean the
taking your
last
time
4 years.
through
Yeah, like
everything.
well, I mean, instead of raiding, I'm enjoying the content.
Okay.
Because I quit doing the VIP and I bought flat out all of the quest packs and all of the content to the end of the game. So I don't have to pay a cent. I could just sit here and just play the game as much as I want.
Yeah, because I played that game to a fairly high, or at least middle and high level. But yeah, raiding was the one thing that I never did. I did some of like the group dungeons and stuff like that. I was just kind of curious because I've never really heard a report on how the raiding actually is in that game. It's kind of glitchy and sticky as it was even in like the 6-person instances.
Yeah.
I gotta imagine it's kind of a train wreck, but I've never heard talk about it.
And see the people that I sort of follow on Twitter and all the the blogs I follow, they're all in the fucking end game content and raiding and all that. And
That
yeah,
doesn't sound familiar at all.
But I literally have chosen to just enjoy the content, and I think when I added up, it was like $110, $120 I've spent on the game.
Wow.
But when I consider that how much, if I was paying $14 a month, I was like, yeah, if I play this for a year and a half, I get well more than my money back. So
Yeah.
and yeah, I just don't raid, so I just don't have the fucking time to fucking commit.
Yeah.
I barely have the time to commit to you fuckers.
Subtle diss.
Subtle diss, yeah.
Subtle.
According to the How Long to Beat, that was my big thing this week. I went out to howlongtobeat.com. I entered every single one of my Steam games in there manually, which sucked.
Oh God.
How do they not have
sucked.
something to just
I know.
import that?
You would think
I know. Oh man.
They do. It's
Okay.
called Control P.
that. Yeah. So it said that my estimated time to beat everything that I haven't beaten yet is 344 days, 13 hours, and 16 minutes. That's nonstop.
Jesus.
I'm sorry I shat on your story earlier with the take the next year off thing. I didn't know you were going to bring that up.
So I was sitting here joking about that, and I even saw like Bill at Z-Boy Games is now using that site too. This is a fantastic site if you want to go out there and just fuck with numbers.
There's no way in hell that I'm going to spend the time to input every single.
Oh,
game
you
I
know you're
have in
going to do
there.
it at work.
No.
Because you want to beat my 344 days. You'd be like, oh yeah, I got 5 years.
I already knew
5
it's
years
going
of
to be
gaming.
yours.
Then,
I
so,
already
yeah,
know it's going to be
well, I mean,
yours.
but-
I don't need validation, man.
It's sad though. Like when I sit there and I look at that number, I'm like, this just validates. I just need to stop buying games and just start playing them. Jesus Christ! We always joke about like, whoa,
That's not validation. That's enabling.
it's like, oh, I'm gonna go to my desert island and take my computer. I'm good for a while. No, I'm like, shit. I got some fucking games to play. I haven't even entered all the other console and games I got. So just the fucking Steam games. 344 days of gaming.
There you go.
Shit.
Without
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
Randy.
I think, DJ, you have also the unfortunate similar compulsion that mine is, where you see a list like that and you're like, all right, that's all going to be on the fucking test at some point, so I have to complete it.
Yeah. Challenge accepted.
All right.
All right.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Randark, what are you playing, man?
Since I'm traveling a lot, it's been a lot of traveling games. I picked up Zelda: Link to the Worlds for Christmas, so I started into that, and finally got past a roadblock I was having in that today. So that's an awesome game. If you guys aren't playing that and you have a 3DS, like me, Force, it's worth getting. played some Kid Icarus Uprising on the 3DS today for the first time in probably 2 months. Because I had a bunch of people at Street Pass give me weapon gems.
Quick question.
But
I have an old DS Lite. Do you think it's worth the time to actually update to a 3DS?
Yes, because your library of games still work on the 3DS, and the software that's out for the 3DS is just awesome. There are so many good games right now.
Okay.
I played Mario Bros. Dream Team because Scott actually sent me a link on getting a new 3DS XL to buy it for $150 at Target. So I got there, and I'm like, well, I'll just get the black one because I'm sure it doesn't include the special editions. Nope, it did. I got the Mario Brothers Special Edition for $150.
Get the special edition.
Nice.
And identity theft. Thank you.
Yeah,
Tony.
and
Identity
that's
theft.
good.
Well, that was after the.
Yeah.
Basically. But, yeah, no, I know what you mean.
It was a solid.
Yeah, for me, it didn't include special editions. You can only pick the normal one, so that's interesting. But that's great, though, man. I'm glad.
It was awesome. I got a $40 game. So I originally bought a refurbed 3DS from Nintendo. It was $140. 9 months later, I get an XL for cheaper. Basically $110 with a $40 game for free.
Yeah, that's a deal, man.
I just picture if Randark wants to buy a 3DS, what he does is just hang out in the parking lot of a Target with a shillelagh and waits for the first 8-year-old to walk out the door. Just jacks him up the back of the head and goes, "Mine now, little asshole. Howdy."
Somebody in chat saying Peter's wife is amazing. I'm guessing that's her. That's actually.
That is her.
It doesn't count if you
Everyone
were
say
saying
to
yourself is awesome. I'm
Say
just
hi
saying.
to Randark's wife and chat.
I'm surprised she's awake.
She misses him because
Yeah,
she's
she
like
misses
the
you.
taint. It's getting too close to him. In the river, the Ohio River.
Like, no,
That's
we're
what
far
talking
apart. That's not working.
about.
And I've been playing some Mega Man and Super Metroid. And Super Metroid is freaking great. I'm loving that game.
Oh, hell yeah. Super Metroid is awesome. Well,
Yeah.
I guess it's my turn. Oh.
Yeah, it is.
All right. I have been playing some. I think it was a Dragon Age Empires game, which I think is it's a mobile game. It's okay. It's a lot of build up your heroes and then watch your heroes fight other heroes, sort of thing, and it's fun. I like it because
3-year-olds. Just
no, dude, it's the
bad.
fucking Chinese you got to worry about. The Chinese, man.
I guess it's not like Heroes
Like a
of
dark turn.
Heroes of Dragon Age. That's what it's called. Thank you. But yeah, I've been playing that. I've also been playing a lot of Cave Story on my new 3DS, which is a lot of fun. I love that game, so it's nice to play through that. I also was playing a Resident Evil game on the 3DS. I don't remember what the name of it is, but
I think it's Revelations.
Revelations. Thank you. I need to get that Psychopad Pro thing because this one joystick shit for a Resident Evil game is not working.
I don't think it works with that game.
No, it does. It does.
Okay.
I checked the compatibility. It works. So, better anyway, because then that game's getting uninstalled. Fuck that shit. That's how it works for me, man. I've also been doing a lot of live streaming from Minecraft on my my personal Twitch chat or my personal Twitch account.
I've been not watching that.
Yeah.
What a dick.
That was good.
As you were.
Fuck you, man.
Damn it! I used my one rim shot sound effect. Damn it!
But yeah, so I've been doing some live streaming of Minecraft, and I'm on a hardcore map, and I haven't died yet, so I'm seeing how long I can actually survive on it. I just found a mine shaft recently, so now it's like getting really kind of scary.
Oh, that's vanilla, though, right?
Yeah, vanilla.
Okay.
I've been playing a little bit of Feed the Beast. To be honest, like I'm not digging Horizons anymore.
You gotta sign back in.
No, I'll sign back in. Don't
I
get me
fucked
wrong,
with
but
your
like,
house so bad tonight too. Damn it!
And speaking of
Honestly,
Minecraft, ask Scott about the bars that he's been to recently. Okay, that's all the
God
crap
damn
that
it.
I'm going to give
Look
you
out for the
tonight.
shitter here.
God damn it. All right, so note to self: don't tell Andy anything for show, or else you're gonna give him another concussion.
It's probably gonna
Love you, buddy. But yeah, so that's pretty much it as far as there's one more game. I've been playing Game Dev Tycoon. I've been playing a lot of that actually. It's because of Tanakila. She's been playing it a lot.
Yes, according to your Raptor tweets that spam Twitter, you are now top super supreme Lord Vader High
Hitler. It's like one message a day. How is that spamming?
Fuck that shit.
You like prove how old you are every day.
Fuck that shit.
But nonetheless, I was playing that, and I've gotten to the point where I have $2 billion. I have 10 million fans. I'm on my 4th console, which is selling more than 10 million units, and I'm to the point where it's like, you know what? I'm fucking done.
So basically, you're beyond Notch at this point.
I am beyond Notch by like 3-fold. So, yeah. So I think I'm done with Game Dev Tycoon. But it's I didn't really think it would be that fun, but when I got into it, it was really, really interesting. I love the events that happen and all the little side quests that you get from that. So Game Dev Tycoon, it's worth your time.
I almost played the Elder Scrolls Online this weekend.
Oh.
Fucking beta key. I couldn't get that shit to work.
The game that we're not supposed to talk about. NDA, man. NDA.
You know, this is what I'm going to do. This is how pissed off I am at this. In the live chat right now, I'm going to give out that beta key.
Yeah, you do know they can't
Your problem now, idiot.
They can't redeem it. You already redeemed it.
No.
Yes.
Let's just do it.
It's the same key from last time, dude. They can't redeem it.
There you go.
So you're going to have more
try to redeem that. Somebody try to redeem that. Just go nuts.
I've actually been trying to play the game that we're not supposed to talk about, and I have a new issue now.
Oh God, a new one.
It won't go past the launcher.
Nice.
So
hey, that's
unless you sign the fuck in.
So I'm one step
let me sign
behind.
In. I'm like, well, see, that's the thing. It was like I could try to make a new account using that key. Or I could just He won't
let you do it, dude. I'm telling you right now, they won't let you do it.
All I wanted to do was just make a new. I just wanted to continue playing Punchy. I didn't want to start over. I did not want to start over again. I'm like, no, I don't want to fucking run through that intro quest again because any MMO, the intro quests suck. And I finally got to the point where I was like beating the shit out of things with my fists.
Oh yeah, you were helping me out quite a bit at one point.
Yeah,
and I was playing on my laggy-ass laptop.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, we'll just start. I'm just like, I'm not part of the beta this weekend. Fuck this.
Yeah.
So.
Well, like
2 weekends I've had access to the beta and not been able to play. So.
Nah.
There you go. Well, then, I mean, that's the big problem with me right now is that like I don't even want to load it on my laptop anymore. It lags way too much. It's not an enjoyable experience.
Well, and that's the worst part is I have a fucking brand new video card. I could have ran that shit on like tip setting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at the point where if I can't play it on my desktop, I don't want to play it, and it's so glitchy that it's not even worth it at this point. So, heart. So while we're giving hearts, hey Rander, why don't you take us into the next section?
Our next section is You Cheap Bastard! And we got new stuff we put in here this season versus what we used to do.
Mm-hmm.
Humble Bundle X is out. $1 gets you Steam keys to the Moon, Joe Danger 2, the movie, Papa Nyo, and Bit Trip Runner 2. And if you pay more than the average, which at the writing of the doc, or the writing of the doc today, I should say, it's $5.29, and you get, is that Reyes?
Reyes, yeah.
And Surgeon Simulator 2013, which, if you aren't watching, Linux did a little series on. So
yeah, that was a
good look into that.
That is pretty fucking funny.
And as usual with the Humble Bundle, all the soundtracks are included, and more games will be unlocked next week. But they also have their weekly bundle going. $1 gets you Shadowgrounds, Trine, Jackclaw Prototype, and if you pay $6, you get Shadowground Survivor and Trine 2 as well. And of course, all soundtracks are also included in that. And if that's not enough games for you, there are other sales. Green Man Gaming has a Square Enix sale going on, so if you want to go and get your Final Fantasy crap, you can.
We know you're a big fan.
Actually, I tried the demo of Fire Emblem Awakening this week,
mm-hmm.
And apparently that's like Final Fantasy Tactics, so I may actually play a real Final Fantasy game for once.
Whoa!
Hey, what?
Show over. Mission accomplished.
And there's the Steam Weekend Madness. Goddess is 50% off at $9.99. That's GODUS, not ESS. And Torchlight 2 is 75% off, which is the same price it was during the holiday sale. It's $4.99, and it's free to play till tomorrow at 1 o'clock when football starts. The second football game starts, 1 o'clock on the West Coast. So yeah, we got games.
Yeah.
We got games.
I think it was the Humble Bundle X sale. No, I'm sorry, it was the weekly. Trine 2 is worth the money by itself. I mean, those games are really fun.
Those are great games.
Yeah.
If you like platformers, those are great.
So, and apparently my Steam store is for some reason. I don't know why.
We're locking up. We're locking up.
But no, I was curious about if I actually did write the game name wrong. No. The spelling is right. Anyway, silence. It just got awkward. It just got awkward. All right, well, let's take us into the last section of the show, and that is the LNS Invades.
Quotes.
For those of you,
Tiny.
So for those of you that didn't join us on Friday, we played Tactical Intervention. And honestly, after this game, I kind of felt like I needed an intervention. It's not terrible. I think once we finally found a map that didn't have a bunch of botters and like crazy Chinese kids that like basically played the hell out of this game and knew everything from the back of their hand.
Yeah. We were able to shoot you in the face every time without fail.
Yeah.
With a shotgun.
Yeah, with a shotgun or a pistol from like fucking 100 yards away. It was so ridiculous too.
Who the fuck has a scoped shotgun? Seriously.
That's what we need to make, Scott. It's the Dick Shotgun mod.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
We were talking about this pre-show. Rather than a mod that just allows you to shoot people in the face, it would just be one that shoots people in the dick instead.
Yeah.
And I did some Googling. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, we need to copyright that shit. So you heard it, folks. 2014, copyrighted by LNS. We are going to make the Dick Bot.
Dick Shotgun.
That will randomly target a player's penis and shoot it. I'd use it. Just because I could be like, hey,
are we going to call it the Darwin Award?
The Dick Darwin Award. But yeah, I mean, the game is fun. There's certain maps that you need to kind of avoid, especially because it's very glitchy. Like the driving maps are awful.
Most of them.
Yeah. Well, no, not most of them. Although it was really funny. There was one level where you have to rappel down the building.
Oh.
And DJ didn't realize that you have to tie. Yeah, I'm gonna bring this up. DJ didn't realize that you have to tie your rope to a section, so he just.
That's more of a jump. That's more of a jump than rappelling.
I'm like, come on, guys, let's do this. Leroy.
Yeah, he totally Leroy Jenkins did. Just jumps off. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I wasn't exactly derpless. I died quite a bit. And like, the problem was because I was live streaming, my frames per second was like 5. So.
And we were playing against like competitive players.
Yeah, so I was getting my ass handed to me most of the time. And finally, like, I stopped streaming. I'm like, fuck this, I'm done. And ended up getting finally like 60 frames per second constant. And I'm like, this is what I need to do to play. And we held that stairwell.
Yeah. There was this central construction building, and we kept getting our ass kicked by the other team. Some of our own team players too. I think they were fucking with us. Anyways, so I told Viper,
friendly fire was off.
I told Viper, I'm like, fuck it, dude. Let's just pick one spot and let's fucking defend the shit out of that. And in the middle of this basement was the stairwell, and I'm like, no matter what you do, let's fucking take that stairwell. Let's fucking do it. And we fucking Scott and I stormed the stairwell through the basement, and we held the stairwell as best as we could with the two of us and these shitty fucking weapons because we couldn't figure out how to buy new weapons.
No, I figured it out. You didn't figure it out.
And then the best part was the other team players who are not listening, through voice-activated, chat, because Scott and I are using our GameBox server. Definitely go out there and sign up for that, guys. By the way.
Yeah, I can't join
the
in there.
other 5 people on our team joined in. They were like, okay, these 2 guys know what they're doing. And then we had fucking 5 of us defending this one flight
we had an
of steps.
army in the basement. We literally had an army in the basement.
We defended those fucking one flight of steps, and then the fucking terrorists were confused. They're like, wait, why are they defending the steps? So, yeah, it was fucking fantastic.
So you were basically like Weebay and Stinkum from The Wire Season 1, just pulling up in a basement being like, okay, this stairwell is where we sling our crank from.
Pretty much.
Come get us.
Pretty much,
yeah, that's exactly what happened. But
yeah,
instead of slinging, drugs, we were slinging, shitty fucking ammunition from our crappy default weapons.
Oh no! Once I got the AUG, it was a lot better. Like the AUG, actually, the thing that really pissed me off though is that the AUG had a scope, and I couldn't use the scope. I'm like, what the fuck, man? They put the melee and the zoom button on the same button, and for some reason, it just would not do it. So I think I gotta buy an actual scope attachment, which is ridiculous.
Yes, you have to purchase the scope, I think, as well.
We have a couple other good references to defending the stairway in the chat room. Zenrock says, well, it was obviously the stairway to heaven. Indeed. Snake Eyes says, you shall not pass. I assume he's thrusting his sword down, or his staff.
You shall not pass. I'm the one wearing the hat.
Dooming the Balrog down to hell again. Yes.
Hang on, it's more like this. You shall not pass.
I'll just need to use this again. All right. So we will be doing LNS Invades again on Friday, January 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be playing some Team Fortress 2, because Team Fortress 2 is fun. Depending on what the major vote is between those who showed up, we'll be either doing man versus machine or just doing some standard deathmatch. But either way, show up January 17th, 8 p.m. Eastern. Let's get our Team Fortress 2 on. So
and the good news
play that
is
on the Steam machine.
Yes, I think I will be showing up for that, and you should too, because I am almost inconceivably bad at that game.
And I won't be there, so you'll have a shot.
Yeah,
Yay!
thanks.
I won't be last.
You've managed to light yourself on fire with your own flamethrower. Whee! Is that an achievement? Derp.
Actually, I think there is an achievement for
that. In that case, I'm pretty sure I already got it.
I'm on fire! That's what I usually hear is the heavy.
Yeah.
I'm on fire!
Yeah. I hear you. All right. So we're going to wrap up the show. You can check out our website over at www.latenightsteamer.com. Let me actually start the music. I'm sorry. I'm just feeling all sorts of... There we go. Yeah, you can find our website over at www.latenightsteamer.com. You can find our GameVox server on the show notes, because I'm not saying that. The network is over at www.geekinsomnia.com. You can find the forums over there as well at www.geekinsomnia.com/forums. You can find our YouTube channel over at www.youtube.com/latenightsteamer. Our Steam group is www.steamcommunity.com/group/latenightsteamer. We've also been putting our events on the calendar over in our Steam group, so you can get notifications when we're actually doing something. So if you haven't joined it, you need to join it now. Our Twitter is over at www.twitter.com/LNsteamer, and of course our Facebook is at www.facebook.com/latenightsteamer.
And
that
subscribe
is it, guys.
to our channel on Twitch, because there are 4 or 5 really funny motherfuckers that show up for whatever.
Yeah.
And you'll be very glad you did.
Indeed.
We just don't capture the humor of the live chat during the audio version.
They're good,
for sure.
It's solid crew. Yep.
Final Fantasy Tic Tacs.
All right, guys. So we're heading out of here. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Yep. That's coughing for bye.
And stream is ended.